Hello and welcome to another modern Pascal video. Components, libraries and package are things which we would be using every day when we write an application, whether it's in Lazarus, the Delphi Rad Studio or another IDE, another language. So in that case we'll be talking about a library. There may be times also when we need to look at a third-party library. In this case here we're talking about open source. There may be some costs that may be hidden from us that we don't immediately see, that may actually cost us in down the track. So what we're going to look at here is a criteria that I would be looking at or using when evaluating a package. So before you make that decision to use a particular package, just take just stop and pause and to look at a few things before, like I said, taking that jump. We're going to be using Indy here because it does have an interesting story. It's been around for a long time. Also, I will point out that I may use the terms component, package and library interchangeably. In this particular video, principally they're all the same. Whether in this case we're working in Pascal, a library in the more general sense, or anything in between. Let's get started. So the place where we will start, first of all, is in the Online Package Manager in Lazarus here. It's downloading the packages, and up here we can see all the ones which we can use in our environment. We can filter to the ones that we want to look at. Now here we will see that when you open up a particular package here, you'll get to see the package itself, and then there is some package information underneath there. Of particular interest are the available since and the home page. If you click on the home page, it will take us to the Indy home page, which is, I'm going to say, a little bit, this one here is a little bit old, but so what we're going to do here, we're going to jump straight into GitHub over here, and what we want to look at here is it active, is it current? And we can look at that by seeing things like, well, how long, or are there recent commits, or when was the last commit? If everything looks about 5 or 7 years old, well, that to me would be a bit of a red flag in terms of its actual use. Doesn't mean it's bad, but it just raises one of those sort of question marks. You can also look at pull requests here, and the last one here would have been in last year. Also, are there current issues? And are any of these issues here things that I would be using, that I might be using in an application that I'm working on? 3 areas that you can look at here for whether or not a particular package is active or not. In the case of Indy, like I said, it does have an interesting history, but it is also current here. So what we can do here is go into our active field and say, yes, it is active. That one there will be a tick. Also then in the at the bottom of the page here in the README, it does tell you about the license as well, and being a modified BSD license and an Indy MPL license. If we go back into Lazarus here, then we get similar information when we open up the package here. We can see that there's a license property here, and if you were to click on the dots, then it will give you the information there that you can also read. Read the license. It will, a half minute of reading will save you, from hassle down the track. If you're unsure what the license means or what it does, then go to a wiki, go to Google, you can go to a forum, or you can even ask your AI assistant for that. Compatibility would be the okay, so now what we'll do now is we'll just go back to our spreadsheet and we can write in here what sort of license we can use there. Going back into Indy now, we want to then look at what version of will it work in my environment, essentially. If you only see, let's say, something like Lazarus compatibility is 3.0 and less, again that's going to scream problems or a red flag here. We can see here that that Indy is 4.0 for Lazarus down to 3.0, and FPC compatibility is 3.2.2. So again, we're looking okay there. So we can go back to our spreadsheet here and write down that sort of information. Typically, if you may run into problems when you do have a mismatch between what you're running versus what it says, especially when there's something looking at that may be a bit older, that is a bit questionable. Also, the version that of Indy that does come with Delphi may be a little bit behind the one that gets bundled in. You can always go and get the version from GitHub, if you need. Or how much of it are you actually going to be using? If you're only going to be using, let's say, 10% of a particular package, put a question mark against, do I really need that, or could I do that a little bit myself? For something like maybe a component which handles exports to a spreadsheet, you're going to be using probably all of it. Now here though, what I would suggest you do is to just write down a list of what you are actually wanting to do, not what the component can do or does do, but to work out then, because that helps you to identify how much of the package you're actually going to be using. Now Indy is a great example here because it does have a huge plethora of components, because it does FTP, HTTP, POP, IMAP, TCP, UDP, and so on. And I've probably used about 30% maybe of everything that Indy does. Indy though is as far as a networking library is worth its weight in gold. I guess the point of what I'm trying to say here is that how much of this particular package am I going to be using? Is pulling in the full library worth the cost that I'm going to be in terms of maintenance or security risks, for what I actually need to use. Cost versus do-it-yourself is the next one. Now, some of this part here you sort of will work out by looking at the source code, support documentation and demos, etc. As far as this particular field is concerned, here is, well, part of this is, I probably would say that you're going to be looking at a third-party component, because you may have realized that, well, I don't think I could write this in the space of this length of time. Also, you may read on the internet that something is, well, there's a huge learning curve to use it. Personally though, I have found Indy relatively, well, let's say not difficult to use. But just because I find it easy doesn't mean you will, and the vice versa. You may find some components easy to use that I would consider, painful. So also, when you look at, well, if I'm only going to use 10%, well, maybe that 10% I could do myself here. Now, source code. So let's jump into Indy here, and we're going to go and look at some code here to see how good or bad that might be. So let's go down into Supercore here. I'm just picking on some file at random, to be honest. The whole idea in looking at the source code is, can I understand what's happening? If there is a problem with if there is a bug, in the package that I'm going to be using, could I actually, locate the bug and correct it myself if needed, versus just report it back to the maintainer of the package. You don't have to check every unit out, and like I said, this one here is quite large, but you just want to get a sense of the code to see if it makes sense for you. You'd be worried though if you see things like not implemented or to do. You just want to have a like an idea of what you're going to be getting, because if the code, let's say, isn't structured, maybe again that could be a red flag for you in terms of the the quality of the package as a whole. Now, Indy, as I said, has a large and a mature code base with a long history, and overall, like I said, it is quite polished. But it's useful to know what you're going to be working with. I would say, this one thing though. If when you look at the code, you do feel a little bit uneasy when you look at it, just trust that instinct. So next, well, hang on. So we can say that the source code here will be good. So support. Well, Indy has a interesting history here. So what do you do when you get stuck? Well, you always have a few places that you can go to. The one would be the maintainer. Second place would be the source code or yourself. And the third place would be forums. Now, I would say here for Indy, I would be going to the forums, typically as my first place I would stop when it comes to support. I think on the web page here, it will also tell you about, where to go for support. So you've got for Delphi. The Lazarus forums here, you can also get help, if you do get stuck there. Remy, who is the maintainer of Indy now, Remy, who is the maintainer and also does a marvelous job in maintaining the thing, will respond to you in a timely manner. So the forums here would be where we would be going for our help here. Now, documentation. I actually did the video just before, but I didn't actually press the record button. But documentation is a little bit funny when it comes to Indy. Given the history and the concern and where it was and where it's at now, I will say it's a little bit hit and miss. Well, actually, let me show you here. Go to documentation on this page here. You click on that one there, you're going to get stuck. So where can I find some sort of documentation here? We go to the wiki page here, go to the documentation here. Under here you will find there is some information, so we can go to, so in this repository here it says that in March 24 there appears to be no official documentation online. So this kind gentleman this person here has provided us with a live site, which is what we're looking at here. Bit hard to read, so let's see whether we make that larger to look at, shall we? What do we have here? So we actually do have documentation here, and what I would put in here is a link to where the documentation is, so if you do get stuck, you know where to go. I know that the between, let's say, the version 10.1 and the current version, that demos aren't high on the list of priorities, but you could probably download an older demo. So if we're going to be looking at a demo, then you're going to need to download and install the package. And in Lazarus here, you click on the install button, and basically it will download the package, install it, download the package, build it, ask you about installing or restarting Lazarus, in which case that will rebuild, and then you have the package will become part of your environment. And then over here what we can then do is to look for the packages, and as I said here, you can see there is a large number of components here that are part of the Indy library. And what we can do then is we'll start to play around with the component, check out what its properties are, check out the events, and basically in this case if we write our own demo program, well, we can see how easy it is to use. And I guess the other question then is, does it do what I need it to do? Does it behave sensibly? And does it feel like I'm working with it, or am I fighting against the component that I'm using here? Obviously, if it feels unnatural or difficult, you can just put a flag against that. So let's go back to our spreadsheet, and we can put a little sad face here against this particular one for the moment. I can show you a demo in maybe the third video. Rather than using open source components, looking at a commercial component, and we're going to do this within Delphi. This is the criteria here that we would be using, or that I would be using when evaluating a package that I would be using in, let's say, Lazarus or Delphi here. The first two here, if they don't align with what I'm trying to do, well, it'll be a hard no for that one. Compatibility is also, you can put a big question mark against whether that should be one of those hard, yes, no sort of questions, because you can encounter problems when you are using an older component in the latest version. Again, been there, done that one. The rest of these particular facets sort of like just help to round out the picture of how, whether or not you need the component, what sort of support you're going to look at, where can I find documentation? Like I said, in the next video we're going to be looking at a commercial component within Delphi, and the conversation here sort of changes when it comes to support, cost, and so on. If you found this useful, let me know in the comments. Are there things here that you would agree with or disagree with? Also let me know, are there things that I've left out? So again, let me know in the comments. So until next time, happy coding, and I'll see you then, and bye.